Hello and welcome back to Chess for All. Today we will be starting a new series on tactics and techniques, as it is important to grasp this tactics as you will need it when you are under time pressure. It's not easy to spot tactics when you have very little time, so having this in your memory would really help when you're trying to spot this on the board with 25 seconds left. So I will show you back the position I showed in the last video, and that is actually the title of today's video. So if you haven't solved this position already, pause the video and find the answer now. It looks like black has an amazing attack on the king side, but the rook is not really doing much and is almost acting like a hindrance. How do we clear it? Simple. Rook takes h3. It is a beautiful check which leads king to g1, and the clearance sacrifice, rook takes rook to h1. Beautiful move. But what did this all do? Rook to h1 acts as a battering ram because we're dragging the king onto the h file, and even if he doesn't in response with king g2, rook to h2, and he's just getting dragged onto the h file. Coming to the h file means that it's a direct sight of the queen, and that would lead to checkmate due to the beautiful knight placement that eliminates any other squares. But why was it important to sacrifice your rook immediately, and why just slowly build up? Well, this is a position with a lot of material involved, and hence making a slow attack could easily be stopped by him bringing defenses very quickly. Because when he knows that he's under fire like this, he's not going to do anything and prioritize bringing every single piece he can to the king's side and help his king survive. Hence, if we don't act fast in these positions, we could easily not get the full point, and considering that black's pieces are on the h and g file, we could even play into your opponent's hands, as bringing our pieces out of there if our attack fails would also take a long time and place it in poor locations, leading to us losing and not our opponents. So this leads to the title of our video, Clearances. We are clearing pieces so that we can bring in others into the attack, or just get it out of the way so we can make our attack a lot stronger. And now that we know the topic, this will lead us to our second position, which you guys can analyze and solve right now. Pause the video if you want to solve this position now, or continue watching if you're not very interested in solving it. So we see that there is an open file in the h file, and the rook is attacking on that file. Plus, there's a knight that might be attacking g7 and e7, which is a crucial couple of checks. But the knight is crucially blocking the bishop's view on e7 and g6, which look like the two crucial squares to attack in terms of checkmating the king. Also, the queen on f7 is blocking the white queen to go to h5, hence giving it a poor position on e2 where it is doing absolutely nothing to contribute to the attack. Well, what clearance sacrifice can we use to win this game? The beautiful knight to e7 check. Now this is a check that means he has to either take the piece or move away. Since the h file is completely guarded, the only move that can be played here is queen takes e7. This means that the queen is getting out of its beautiful f7 square where it guards h5. However, bringing h5 immediately will do nothing as it doesn't force anything out of the black camp. But with a second clearance sacrifice of rook to h8 check, everything becomes clear now. If the king does take on h8, queen to h5, king back to g8, queen to h7 check, king to f7, and finally a beautiful bishop g6 mate. And if the king doesn't accept the second clearance sacrifice and goes to f7 instead, queen to h5, g6, and queen to g6 also gives checkmate, making this position an unstoppable win. So what are the key takeaways from this video? Firstly, all your pieces in the attack might not be useful, and some are just hindrances and just blocking your own attack. So giving them up might be a good idea, or maybe repurposing them into different squares, or just getting them out of the attack and bringing them into the defense because sometimes not every single piece needs to be attacking, because you also need to keep your own king safe and protect your opposition, because you don't want to be attacking your opponent when he's just going to checkmate you faster than you can checkmate him. So always have a good balance, and if you think a piece is not doing much in the attack, just bring it to a different square. Might do a lot more, or bring it back to the defense where it can block a lot of opponent checks, and that can lead to your position worsening. Also, sometimes you should use these ineffective pieces as battery rams, because sometimes when you're giving your pieces away, you want to get some reward back for it, like dragging a piece to a poor square or taking out one pawn or piece which is not really doing the best for your attack and blocking your attack. These battery rams could really drag squares into poor pieces into poor squares, leading to that one potent piece we talked about in the last video, getting out of this defense, meaning that you can win a simple victory if you spot the right moves. Finally, never be shy to sacrifice any of your pieces, because if you do hold back, sometimes your opponents might be able to bring pieces faster than you can send in an attack, meaning that not just does your attack become ineffective, also you could lose the 1 point and only get a half or even lose a position from a completely winning game because you were shy to sacrifice some material and you thought that it might not be the best idea. So never hold back and always try to give some material if you know that you could win the game or win back a reward from it. So if you like this video, please subscribe to this channel as it really helps me creating my content, and also hit that like button. If you love the content, also share this to anybody else as they could also grasp this wonderful game and learn the concepts and tactics which this game would teach us and also be a wonderful support for us. Thank you for listening so much and see you in the next video. Till then,